Welcome back to a new video. In this series, we journey through the ancient myths, not just to witness heroes and monsters, but to follow the perilous voyages where every shore hides a trial and every battlefield hides a god's hand. Before Odysseus wandered the seas, before Aeneas fled a burning city, there was a war. Born from pride and beauty, fought by gods and men alike. This is the story of the Trojan War. A tale of desire, vengeance, and the fall of a mighty city. The spark of the war. It began not with swords, but with a wedding. When Peleus wed the sea nymph Thetis, all the gods were invited. All but Eris, goddess of strife. She came unbidden, and in her wrath she cast down a golden apple inscribed with 3 words, for the fairest. Hera, queen of the gods. Athena, goddess of wisdom. And Aphrodite, goddess of love. Each claimed it as her own. To decide, they turned to Paris, prince of Troy, shepherd on Mount Ida. Hera promised him power. Athena promised him glory. But Aphrodite promised him the love of the most beautiful woman on earth. Paris chose Aphrodite. And so he took Helen, wife of Menelaus, king of Sparta. The abduction was the spark, but the fire that followed would consume nations. The gathering of heroes. When Menelaus called for vengeance, the kings of Greece answered. Agamemnon, lord of Mycenae, leader of the host. Odysseus, cunning as the sea. Diomedes, bold and relentless. Ajax the great, towering in might. And Achilles, son of Thetis, swift-footed, nearly invincible, the greatest warrior Greece would ever know. They launched 1,000 ships, sailing east to the walls of Troy. Thus began a war fated to last 10 years. The wrath of Achilles. The first battles raged. But even more than swords, it was pride that shaped the war. When Agamemnon quarreled with Achilles, the hero withdrew from battle. Without him, the Greeks faltered, until Patroclus, beloved companion of Achilles, donned his armor to lead them. But Hector, prince of Troy, met him in combat. And with a spear, he struck Patroclus down. Grief turned to fury. Achilles returned to the field and none could stand before him. He slew Hector, dragged his body around the walls of Troy, while Priam, the aged king, wept for his son. The fall of heroes. Yet even Achilles could not escape fate. Paris, guided by Apollo, shot a single arrow into his heel. The one place left unguarded and the mightiest warrior fell. Others, too, met their doom. Ajax, driven mad, took his own life. Agamemnon would return home only to be slain. Even victors were not spared the gods' vengeance. The fall of Troy. At last, the Greeks devised a trick. They built a giant wooden horse, left it at Troy's gates and sailed away. Or so it seemed. The Trojans rejoiced, believing the war was ended. They pulled the horse into their city, not knowing it was filled with warriors in hiding. That night, while Troy slept, the Greeks emerged, opened the gates and fire swept through the city. Priam was slain upon his altar, Hector's wife enslaved, and Aeneas fled carrying his father on his back. Thus fell Troy, the proud city by the sea, crushed not only by arms, but by deception. The meaning of the war. The Trojan War was more than a battle. It was the stage where gods walked with men, where love sparked ruin and where pride toppled kingdoms. It tells us that no fortress is unbreakable, that even the mightiest are not spared fate, and that victory often comes not from strength, but from cunning. It is the myth that gave us Achilles, Hector, and Odysseus, names that still echo across the centuries, reminders that every war leaves behind more ashes than glory. Thank you for watching. If there's another myth or voyage you want us to explore, tell us in the comments. And remember, every city has its walls. Every war has its heroes. And every story of triumph is shadowed by loss.